How many more records will Jane Hedengren, the Utah sensation, set as a high schooler? This is her final high school meet. She's going to run a mile tomorrow, but an excellent opportunity tonight to lower the 3,000 record that she just set in very hot conditions, 8:40.99. The pace lights will be to 8:40 for the Timpview senior, headed for BYU. Greatness already. What's it going to be tonight? Perfect timing for her. And she's got some good competition in this race as well. Hip one is Riley Blade, Nike Elite. Sofia Rodriguez, the versatile runner from Mercer Island. Zario Macchia, Nike Elite, who's going to be her teammate at BYU. She's hip 12. Now, the first thing is, Hedengren will get to run up front. And the lights will follow her. She's already ahead of her pace. She's used to being a front runner. To me, she's an excellent front runner because sometimes she runs in a lot of space. That race where she set the record again in Seattle, she had nobody near her, and several of these key athletes were in the race with her.
Well, when you're this good, I mean, you just have to get used to front running. And Bob, the run that she's been on, this audacious run that she's been on from last year's cross-country season to right now to today is one of the greatest runs of a junior level, high school level runner ever in the United States. I mean, she owns all of the records, imperial, metric, everything, indoors, outdoors, from 1,500 meters all the way through to 5,000 meters. That crazy 5,000 she ran just a few weeks ago, to be the first high school woman runner to ever run under 15 minutes, to go 14:57. That's only 7 seconds off the Open and Elite World Championship qualifying time for the World Championships this summer. So it's just incredible, the new standards and barriers that she's broken through in the last 7 or 8 months.
600 in 1:44. First full lap timed out, 70 seconds. Blair Bartlett is in that second spot. Riley Blade, if there's a contender, it'll be Blade. And Rodriguez is there in the fourth spot.
Blade, the winner of the 5,000 the other night, but Blade is back in the pack. Just to put some context on record pace, if she were to go under, this is Hedengren, to go under 8:40, she would have to sort of average sort of 69 seconds per lap. And she opened with a 70. And I sense that she's picking it up. And the lights are right there with her.
So again, she runs alone. Light just ahead of her right now. And you look at what she's done at this age, the variety of the distances, and of course it brings to mind the comparisons with high school Mary Kane and high school Mary Slaney. And as of now, I'm convinced that Jane actually has the better physicality to be successful in a lot of events. Now, Mary Slaney certainly grew into that and ended up running marathons and was successful. She was successful at everything from the 400 up to the marathon.
Well,
Jane Hedengren has this stride that allows her to cover so much ground, but look how compact and easy that effort is.
Yeah, she is. She is a taller runner, but runs very efficiently, not gangly at all. She's run 2:05 for 800, just to give a context of what her sort of absolute leg speed would be like, or is like, for a 5,000 meter specialist, 3,000 meter runner like herself. To run 2:05 is pretty impressive. She was 2:54 at the 1,000 meter check mark, and that's putting her right at the 8:40 time check, Bob.
Yeah, maybe 8:42 right now, but plenty of time to pick it up. Now here's a very interesting race. This is Blade and Rodriguez, Delaney Reuter, Gabby Bishop. That's a good race. We'll keep an eye on those 4 or 5.
That's right. Thank you to the
Riley Blade, Sofia Rodriguez have great futures. So now we just marvel at this individual excellence, and also keep an eye on Blair Bartlett, who's holding her own from New Jersey, Lawrenceville High School. She's got a 9:13 PR outdoors, which in any other grouping would be awesome, and she'd be a huge favorite in this race. And of course, she's just finished her sophomore year. Tons of potential there.
And it's worth mentioning that Hedengren hails from Provo, Utah. Lived her whole life there, so naturally living at the perfect altitude has probably been somewhat of a contributing factor to her excellence.
Hedengren, a little off pace at 1800. You see the lights ahead of her.
That was another 69-second lap, though, Bob. So she just needs to hold on to these 69s and then maybe pick it up over the last 2 laps to have a shot at a sub 840. This form remains effortless as she continues to crank things out. Go home straight away. Another time. Will it be another record here tonight for Jane Hedengren?
And not to mention, with all these records, her NXN championship, a whole different animal, the grueling cross-country campaign. 6:23 at 2:20, another 69-second lap.
Very metronomic-like at 69 seconds. Well, it's a great cross-country season that sets up a strong track season, and that NXN performance of her last fall was superlative. And as I mentioned, she's just been on an audacious run ever since then. Record after record after record. Might we see another one here tonight? Slipping away from it a little bit here.
She'll get the bell next time. Her U.S. lead this year. She is 33 seconds better than anyone else. Blair Bartlett is number 2. Bartlett's turning 115s, 116s. Here's the bell. Here comes the Hayward Magic. Crowd on its feet. Jane Hedengren, her final high school 3,000. We get her in the mile tomorrow. No change in her pace yet. Just gently cranking it up. She's catching the lights. This may not be over. Trying to get inside of 8:40.99. The other number in question tonight was that Women's World Junior mark. 8:28.83. That was young Zola Budd. At 8:40 in play. She's right there with the lights. One more record this month. Can it be? Don't put anything past her. Jane Hedengren outrunning the lights. Outrunning expectations. To the line. Once again, resetting the all-time U.S. high school mark. 8:40.03. So 8:40.99, and she lowers it by almost a second to 8:40.03. And she'll leave that high school record right there for the rest of the world to chase going forward.
Add another record to the phenomenal collection that Jane Hedengren has. What a crazy manic run of records she's had from last fall. And Bartlett across in second, Bob, then Blade.
It's a 9:21.83 for Bartlett, not her best this year. Blade a 9:24.62, about 4 seconds off for her. Sofia Rodriguez, 9:26.40. That is her best run this year. Okay, Rodriguez is pretty versatile. Going to be hearing from her. Ryan Miller, big improvement, 9:28.52, and Gabby Bishop, 9:29.87, 6 under 9:30. Hedengren, always composed. And again, this is just like the race in Renton, where she got so far ahead early, she had to do this all herself. I mean, you saw she was behind pace for quite a while and came through at the end. Of course, we'll hear from her in just a few minutes.
Her running form is so smooth, Bob. It's really difficult to tell whether she's straining, whether she's picking it up. She is just so smooth and efficient, and we can see it as she progresses through the race here. These are the early laps. Just nice and easy. And look, see the way the form never changes. Now we're getting a little bit deeper in the race. This is when she was actually behind the pace by quite a bit. She probably knew that. And we got the bell there. She knows that the lights are ahead of her, and she uses the lights, and she focused on the lights. I could see her looking down on that last lap and trying to catch up to the lights, and then passes by the lights to break her own 3,000 meter record and take a second off of it.